Before heaven crowns a woman, it first crushes her into oil. Before destiny announces her name, silence tests her soul. Because God has always done His deepest work in hidden places. In tears nobody saw, in prayers nobody heard, in nights that felt endless. Before there was a crown on Esther, there was courage. Before there was victory for Deborah, there was war. Before Ruth found purpose, there was loss. And before Mary carried promise, she carried questions. See, people love to celebrate the outcome, but they rarely honor the crushing that came before the calling. They celebrate the oil, but forget the pressing. They celebrate the testimony, but ignore the wilderness where faith had to survive without applause. They forget Hannah, crying so deeply in the temple that they mistook her pain for weakness. But heaven understood her language, because some prayers are too deep for words. Some worship sounds like weeping, and heaven heard every tear. They forget the woman with the issue of blood, fighting through a crowd just to touch the hem of hope. 12 years bleeding, 12 years rejected, 12 years called unclean, 12 years carrying shame that wasn't hers to carry. Yet one touch changed everything. And isn't that just like women? Bleeding silently, while still showing up for everybody else. Smiling in public, while breaking in private. Carrying children, carrying burdens, carrying families, carrying ministries, carrying pain, carrying expectations, and still carrying praise. Because women know how to worship before the breakthrough arrives. Ask Miriam. She picked up a tambourine while the sea was still closing behind her enemies. That's faith, praising God before the evidence appears. Ask Esther. A whole nation survived because one woman decided that fear would not have the final word. If I perish, no. If I pray, if I stand, if I trust God in the middle of danger. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is obedience while fear is screaming. Ask Deborah, a prophet, a judge, a leader. While men hesitated, she heard God clearly. Because heaven has never been intimidated by a woman anointed with authority. Ask Mary Magdalene, broken, delivered, restored, rewritten by grace. The same woman society tried to define by her past became one of the first witnesses of the resurrection. Because God has always had a habit of using women that others counted out. And some of us know that feeling. Too loud, too emotional, too broken, too young, too old, too much, too damaged. But the devil is a liar. Because the same God who strengthened Ruth in grief, who strengthened Esther in fear, who strengthened Mary at the cross, is the same God strengthening women today. Women who are tired, but still praying. Women who are grieving, but still serving. Women who are wounded, but still worshiping. Women carrying entire storms behind a simple smile. And hear me, the enemy should have destroyed you when you were crying on the bathroom floor. He should have defeated you when depression whispered lies at midnight. He should have broken you when betrayal cut deep. He should have buried your faith when disappointment shattered your heart. But somehow, you still showed up. Still lifted your hands. Still trusted God with trembling faith. Still believed God while your heart was bleeding. That is not a weakness. That is warfare. Because there is nothing more dangerous than a woman who has survived hell and still walks with heaven inside her spirit. So let every God arise. Rise like Esther. With courage. Rise like Deborah. With wisdom. Rise like Ruth. With loyalty. Rise like Hannah. With prayer. Rise like Mary. With surrender. Rise after heartbreak. Rise after disappointment. Rise after betrayal. Rise after rejection. Rise when they misunderstand you. Rise when they underestimate you. Rise when life tries to bury you. Because women of God were never created to stay buried. We were created to rise. Rise through the tears. Rise through the trauma. Rise through the silence. Rise through the fire. Because every battle you survived became proof that God was carrying you. And every scar became evidence that grace kept you alive. So let hell tremble. Let darkness panic. Let fear move aside. Because a generation of praying women, a generation of worshiping women, a generation of healed women is rising again. And when women rise, nations change.